Wow, this topic finally. Oh my god. Ah, I hope my mother doesn't watch this. Yeah, so aside that, if you came on this video to judge or say one or two things that I don't get, please, if you're not okay with the title already, Pua, Biko, Biko no. So the reason why I'm talking about this, one of the reasons why I'm going to talk about this is because I see YouTube as a journal sometimes where I can get to document my life. Because seriously, I would like to look back and just see what I've been up to all the years, and just see where I'm coming from. Another thing is because I'm really tired of acting perfect. And for me, especially as a Christian, sometimes you look at there is really nobody to look up to in some areas where you feel like might be taboo, like subjects like this, like you can't necessarily go out there and speak about it. It's sad because for me, I think that there are a lot of other people that are out there, but because they don't want to be judged or any of these things, they keep quiet and wallow in their silence. For me, is to bring that voice so that your me too can be heard. You understand? It sort of seems as if I'm going poetical, but like, yeah. Another reason I'm going to share this is because I sort of see this as therapy. You understand? Talking to my camera is sort of therapeutic. So, um, yeah. So maybe as I talk about it, I might, or should get more clarity. All these are my own opinions, and yeah, it's a bit vulnerable, but no one is perfect. And I feel like this age that I just clocked has really made me be like, Ejeomah, start living your life. Nobody gives two cents. If you come from an African environment, this topic would we really consider it taboo. Like, who in the world says they do not desire to give birth? Like, who? Who in the world says that? Children are the heritage of the Lord. Glory. Hallelujah. Another reason, yeah, that I wanted to say why I'm shooting this video, I don't know why I cannot get into the video already, is because I feel like this might be a phase. So yeah, it might be a phase. It might just be what I feel now. Because I remember even watching this particular the Real channel where if you watch the Real, it's a TV show. Like, they have stopped already now. They've stopped producing. But this particular lady, that's Jenny Mae, she would always say that she never wanted kids. And then, to be very frank with you, even at those periods, I used to think that what was wrong with her. I used to think that, wow, why would anyone think about that? Up until then, I never thought that people also desire not to give birth. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, up until then, I never thought that was a thought within like human beings or within women. I never thought that was a thing. Fast forward to 2-3 years later, when I had moved back to Nigeria, I was having a discussion with one of my family friends, and I think she made mention of that, not wanting to give birth, or like our partner doesn't want her to stress through the childbirth, like that is fine with them not having, they could adopt or something like that. And I was just wondering, like, what is that? So 2 years later, when I started my internship in the hospital as a hospital pharmacist, I think it was around that period I started to have sentiments around giving birth, having children, and all that. Oh, I'm Nigerian. Like, why would I? That's not even a thought. When your parents, one of the things they keep on ringing at your head or to your head is that they want to say their grandchildren. You understand? So it's never a discussion that you even you can't it can't even occur to you guys. I just realized that when I started working there in the hospital, and maybe I would go on like night shift or call when I was on anytime I was on call, and there are these emergencies. So then we used to rotate different departments. So I know in outpatient pharmacy, you'll be moved to inpatient compounding section, STC, different like section in the hospital. So when I was moved to the pediatrics department, I think this was where everything started from. Because I remember when I would be on shifts. It wasn't that I have not still noticing it before, but I think it started very going very deep around this period, because now that I can sit back and think about it. So I will remember that maybe when I'm on call on such nights and there are emergencies, women will rush with their children. And first of all, I'll say two things that I usually notice. So usually I would see that the kids, and it's usually these the worst cases ever, guys. There was even one particular one where the woman was like, she didn't even like know that the son, or was it the daughter, was following her at her back. So she was rushing and she didn't know that the son was following her at her back, and she banged the door, and his fingers were on the hinge of the door. So just imagine the fracture and whatever happened to those fingers, and then they had to rush that child to the hospital. And even cases like that's one of the cases that I can remember at the moment, but there are other cases where it just like brings you to the fact that kids are very active. Like one moment you look away, you might regret it. You understand? Secondly, I would ask in such cases, where are the men? Where is your husband? And not just even for children's sake, like maybe when they rush their kids to the hospital, you even see sometimes when the child, like the in the neonates or like the pediatrics ward itself, you will see kids. And I tell you guys, 90% of the time, I think I'm being fair with the 90, it's only the women in those words. In the first place, the woman didn't bring the child into the world, right? And I understand. I know you want to say, oh, the men are working. Okay, what of in the nights? Where one time I think I even had to ask the lady that brought her child on emergency. I don't know if it's the one with the arm. I was like, because she was just panicking. She was, of course, like in situations like this, what would you expect? So I asked her. I said, "Where is your husband?" Or out of concern, I was asking, "Where is your husband?" And I think she said he's sleeping. Like, how? Why? Excuse me. Like, are you not both one? Like, are you not both to take care of this child? And it's not even just that. I would also see cases where women are heavily pregnant and in their even third trimester, and maybe they are almost like due or something, close to their EDD or something like that. And you know how the hospital is always like, especially like if you worked in my where I formerly worked, if you come to bill, the way you're seeing doctor is different. Where you're going to bill your prescription is different. Where you're going to pay is different. Where you're going to go and collect it is different. So sometimes it might take you to move upstairs, go downstairs, walk right, go left, center, go left. And then you will see these women like heavily pregnant. And be questioning. My mic just went off all of a sudden and I lost the sound in that part. So I think what I said there was like, and in those moments I will ask like, where is the husband? And even if I know like you might say, oh, you might be busy and all that, I'm just like, even in occasions, like even if you come occasionally, like some of these women throughout their ANC clinic sessions, and I feel like Marriage is supposed to be, we're in this together. That's how I view it. But what I have seen, an average African man looks to marriage, looks to getting married as a way of escaping. So, sort of like escaping some certain responsibilities. Like they think, oh, like you would receive. Guys, I don't even want to get into that topic today, but there's a lot that happens to a woman's body from conception, from the time she gets pregnant to the time she gives birth. And the body changes, either even if you give birth through the vaginal section, or even if you give birth through CS, it's visible. It's visible that you've given birth. It's visible that you've gone through it. Your body changes. Your hormonal, there's hormonal imbalance. There's the postpartum depression. There's just so many things, and I feel like, why, why? And then some women are not able to get back to their initial size. Is that I am not naturally drawn to kids. So you know how when people see small children and they're like, oh my god, like I am not. And I don't know, I feel like that's an issue. Like I don't feel like carrying you. I see the way people are so happy when they see kids and they're holding for one. They're like, don't you want? I'm just like, I'm sorry, but then I'm just narrating like this is it. And I don't know if that's an issue because I'm not naturally drawn to kids. And I don't think I used to be that way. What has happened to me? So I think that's something I just realized that I didn't like add to my other points. It should be that natural love for like, oh my god. Not that like if you give me your kid, I'm not gonna like, but I'm just saying that it's not second nature to me to just see a kid and just want to lift the kid up. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Another thing that I know that I have not touched on is another. I just discovered that is a deep-seated fear of losing my loved ones. So I think it's sort of like has a part to play here, because for me, I just can't imagine. Um, I used to think sometimes I would imagine myself um in that space where I have kids and they go to school and I'm looking forward to their coming back and I'm hoping if they are fine, if the oh God. And I know that as a Christian, I am not supposed to think like this, but I'm just being very honest. It's something that it's a journey for me with God in this aspect. And I know that He always reminds me that perfect love casted out fear, and that there is no fear in love. So I just want to believe that this is a phase, you know. Um, for me right now, it's more of those things. It's more of like just that lack of support that I've seen in most men. I feel like this is almost like the reality of things, and the fact that you are pregnant, give birth, and then you have to start nursing your child, just doing everything to make sure that they develop not just physically, mentally, emotionally, and all that, and just to be there, and just thinking that where is the support? Like, where is the guy, the men? And even right now, as I talk about it, I'm just like, well, that not all men are the same, and even if major or I think that most men act this way where they are not available, and doesn't mean that there are not men that are out there that are available. Okay. So, like I said, this is therapy. I'm just thinking through it, and I think they're just other things, but these are the things that I can place right now as reasons. Just the responsibilities that comes with it, and you know, your life just changes when a child comes in. Your life just changes. You no longer have time to do everything you want to do. You're always up and going, gym, gym, gym. Like my mother is always saying, I'm gym, 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 in the sense that I'm always here or there. Like I'm adventurous. So, but when times like this come, you'd have to, mm, you have another life to cater for, and you don't just want to like cater just financially. You want to be there for them spiritually. You want to train them spiritually and every aspect of life. This comes to the end of my video. For me, this might not be this sort of video that you come to and you think that you're coming for to get one advice or something. This is just a chit chat kind of video where I am thinking that I am communicating with somebody, someone who gets it. So this is the phase that I am right now. And I know that it scares a lot of men because I actually say it's one of the things I say when you come to me. Say, brother, there's a possibility. But anyway, and it's something that I cannot say out there, but I just even hope that it doesn't land me into trouble. But like I said, this is a phase. I'm not sure. Like I don't know. But I just trust God for everything. So yeah, until next time.